Pretty sure you're fluent in English. Okay, so this is quite the concept, but you got to stay with me for a minute. Okay, I've been working my ass off making beats every day since last year when I got my hometown. I've been getting really good at it. I put a website up and I got a lot of positive feedback for once on my music, and I've been working a long time getting a Google presence on the internet. I'm actually my whole first page of Google, all me. So as you know, I've been doing lately because of all the problems I have in my life. I've been a lot depressed and I don't want to talk about it because no one wants to hear about their depressing songs. I wanted to make something and people would enjoy, and my life was too up to be beautiful. No one would want to live my life, I understand that. Not at that point anyways, not the few years had just happened. Okay, and I know because I don't wish that to no one else. So basically it started off with someone getting me in a dark web Nigerian scam of someone pretending to do a gift to me. He told me that they would want to make a painting of me. I was like, okay, sure, whatever. She has my permission and left. She came back and she offered me $500. Does it? Okay, sure, whatever. So basically what's going on is it started with that and I fell for it somewhat, but I was kind of looking for something I knew I wanted to know. I can't explain it right away, but you'll see. So I figured she sent me a check for $1,500. I can put it in my account. I don't care, the bank will take care of it. I was like, who cares, the worst they got to pay it back. So I didn't realize at that point what I just done, because my information was sold. Another scam and is spewed from that. Someone pretending to be when Maybach Records contacted me on Instagram and basically pretended to offer me a record contract, like a shit one honestly, and the guy was like, yo, if you want to do this you got to go through some challenges and it's going to be weird. I was like, okay, I'm weird. So one day he calls me and asks me to pay for a specific thing, solid promotion on the progress tracker. I'm not too sure of that point with the progress tracker. I don't really understand, but I'm hooked. I want to know what it is, so I'm trying to learn. I'm googling on the internet, can't find what the F is of a goddamn progress tracker for the hell of me. That makes me confused. I'm like, what the F? I mean, you'll see why later if you don't. He says that he'll do two things for me, give me a contract, but yeah, it's a scam. It's sad, $75. So yeah, what's going on is I'm like, F man, if it's a goddamn thing, is just $75, what the F do I care? I don't even work for my F money. So I sent him the $75 to PayPal, so I'm not yet. This is PayPal, who the F cares, cause yeah, PayPal is secure, and it is. So basically what's going on, just like history repeats itself, this is repeating cycle. My information is sold to someone else again. And that was how they keep you string on. So the second person reaches out to me as being a worker for Sony. Basically in another response scam. So I'm like, okay, well, F this, made by guy, and I want to go with Sony and run away. What's going on here is more confusing than you think. I get contacts from multiple industry people paying me all to work for different of those companies, and also in the middle of this a person working supposedly for Interscope walks in and IT addresses me too. What I'm trying to explain is now I'm sitting in my mind on the top of the world, pop some shrooms, I need to celebrate. I haven't slept in like a couple of days because of all of this. So what's confusing, and that's where I lost my guard, is the fact there's so many people contacting me from Sony and so many people contacting me from Maybach. I lost count of all the numbers and the people I was talking to, and something interesting happened, but I'll explain later. So I'm hooked with the Sony guy now. I'm talking to him like he's my new girlfriend. F yeah, you give me all the time you want. I'm planning a trip to New York. I need to do is put my music on iTunes. It's $100 or $200 actually. I sent him $100 instantly, thinking, well, you know what, F it, it's a good idea. So like now what's really confusing, you'll understand, is I know it is after a while a certain Rob. It's not Rob Adrian Stringer. The thing is, in this case of confusing event, it gets even more weird. So what's going on, and you got to understand this cause it's really complicated, is this guy has an account called Rob Stringer Official. You know what that means usually? I mean someone works for him. So what's going on, it's so hard to explain, man. Is the Rob Official says he's my manager, then I meet Rob. Rob is the CEO of Sony supposedly. So what's going on now is this morning or last morning or 2 mornings ago, I don't even remember, wake me up at 6 a.m. By the way, I'm skipping that. For the past 2 days I've been running away from Maybach Records cause all the checks bounced, and now I'm dealing with the bank at the meet them. Got to get my find my PayPal and F *** like a crazy person, and if you're not feeling it. So, but at the same time I want to believe that this is true, and that's the problem. So Rob Stringer official has his big meeting with me. I tell him, hey, I got this. Tells me he's going to give me $15,000 to go to New York and wants to know I'm going to spend it. So I'm like, great, if you really want to know we can have a meeting about this. I'll explain you my whole plan. I sell them on the idea I'm going to come up there with my crew. I'm going to master it myself, just like you'd be a military crew. Bring 10 guys, cameras that work for me under me, and listen to everything I say, that I can trust only smart people. I have a lot of assets that I want to use in my corporation to get us out as sure. So what's going on? So this long ass meeting, take a screen how I'm going to spend $15,000 and the itinerary, and I'm going to take with the airplane. Also, I talked to him about my legal problems. I explained to him that I'm going to need help to get a visa. We don't get into too much details, fortunately, which is the only good thing about this. So what happens is Rob, CEO of Sony, asked me for a meeting, and also did Interscope, which is another person. His name is John Jannik. I'm mentioning John for a specific reason. Out of all of this, everyone reached out to me on Telegram, and also, yeah, that's the point. So you're going to have to follow me on this meeting with Microsoft Teams. Great, very professional people. Just talk to me once and never ask for anything else than $50 to ship the contract. Well, since I'm an honest person, I told him when he asked me who else you've been contacted by, and I said Sony. He was impressed by my honesty and my attitude, gave me a lot of positive feedback. So what's going on is I haven't heard from this guy since, so let's get back to the point. What I'm trying to see is this: during my meeting Rob keeps asking me when I'm going to be able to talk to him. Give me some time. I'm laying out my master plan with Rob official, and I'm like, I don't really know who you are, but you work for Sony and it's okay, but I'm in a meeting. Who's like, sure, he's getting pissed. But still, you respectful. So what's happening here is at some point I get the money by selling my Meta 2 to my neighbor during the day, like the money that I owe him apparently, which is at that point $200 American. So what happens is he claims that he needs to put my music on iTunes and he's going to use the card. So I break it down to him and explain them I've been ripped off by fraud with all the artwork that didn't work out, and also the bounce checks I've been dealing during the day with the bank now and PayPal. So by now I lost $75 in PayPal you with. And also I lost $275 Canadian in iTunes cards. Now here's a kicker. I get in this big ass argument when I get over $200. I'm not look if this person's not holding his words. This is an older together. I told him I just pay you $200. I went tax and with exchange rates. So what the F do you want? Cause he's saying what the F, man, where's my $200? Man, where's my $200? Man, all day during the meeting. I mean, the other guy is asking me for the $200 Rob. The one I'm ignoring. And like, so finally, I'm like, listen, 275 Canadian is $199.55 F cents. So what the F, man, give me a break. And he's like, 8. Rob says you're absolutely right. Remember, the mathematic number is here, you'll see. So what happens is I hit up Rob and I'm like, yo, you really want 50 cents and then sign in the deal? He's like, okay. It's only, well, F, I'll send you some F Bitcoin, but I'll send you $5 for got with gas, so it's going to pass through and be almost nothing, but it'll be more than 50 cents. You like, that's all I ask from you. Okay, so we start talking about crypto, and he asked me a bunch of questions, and he's impressed by my knowledge. Kind of show him a few tricks, meaning that I already know how to send and transfer crypto from a wallet to wallet, and I can help him out and whatever, and yeah. So what's going on here is this. I hit up Rob. I will send you some crypto, I need your crypto address. He's like, okay, and what happens here? So how much is 10 plus gas fee? The only thing that guy's been asking all day. I tell him I'm sending them out, which I've done in the day in iTunes cards probably 4 times. I report to Rob official him and tell him that. What happens here, and it's fascinating really, is my supposedly manager is actually not my manager, and what I'm trying to explain is wrong. The first Rob is Rob Official, which is the scammer. Wow. So yeah, what the food not go through with translation, and so funny. So what time I'm going to send you $7? He's like, hold on a minute, why would you do that? What's going on here? And you'll see, is this questioning the amount I'm sending you, do the math. So he's like, what the F asterisk asterisk asterisk, man, why would you send me $7, man? I'm trying to F with me. I might know we already had this argument, like, don't, can you scroll and see it, like, what are you not paying attention? He's like getting offended. What's going on here? Is this why he asked me why I would send them $7? He's like, I'm like, yo, I sent your last $275. I'm short 50 cents and you busting my balls right now. I'm trying to do this right. No, he's like, what do you mean you owe 50 cents? What do you mean? So I show him the snapshot of the iTunes cards. Sent to Rob Official. I noticed $175 sent to him. He's like, yo, who the F asterisk 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 is that? I'm like, he's my manager, why? Is Rob guy is right pissed off and says you only report to me. That's a scam artist. It's not real. Who the F have you been talking to? What have you said? I'm like. He's like, I'm taking you off the roster. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm breaking the contract. So I'm like, we're getting this big argument and I'm trying to be genuine. So I say, you go and have a nice life. Oh hey, by the way, I'll go see Interscope. He comes back and says, okay, never mind, hold on. I'm like, please and thank you. A little bit torn, still paranoid. So yeah, what I'm trying to say, and don't get me wrong, I'm trying to not burn any bridges in this life. Am I okay? Well, this has been too long of a day for me. I need to sleep on everything. And so I wake up in the morning after and trace the IP of the addresses on the emails that I've received. I look at all the players in this part. My friend who knows documentaries I can watch about that place called the dark web. So what's going on here is this. From this stem 3 different cells operating on me individually, but probably all operating under the same. The IP address came from Nigeria. So Maybach Music Rep. And Rob Official. Pile a check. What's interesting here is there's 2 IP address that came from United States, one from New York and one from Los Angeles. John Janik was close to New York and Rob was close to LA. I told him Rob a few things, but I didn't tell him I had a manager, because in my mind, if I had all the money in the world, I'd